Okay.
You see how it reacts. There is what we get. It's not bad at all.
Right, so that might be a good tool to use for the holes in the stencil over
It does burn it and it leaves a burr that you want to now still get rid of, which is not that easy.
But do you think we can use that one? Or
Yeah,
maybe
you can
just,
see it started burning here.
yeah, or we can cut it out as well.
So what we can try and do, see if we can get rid of the burr like that. There we go, most of that's gone. On this side anyway.
Okay, so that's one way of doing
So
it.
with a bit more care, I think we can do that pretty neatly. Not that easy. Cutting is the best.
We can cut as well. Guys, we're back. We're trying to clean out the nozzle of this very good quality Worth toothpaste. Oh, sorry, what's it called again?
Silicon gasket, silicon, it's very old, it's still soft in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what happens to them when you open them. Once oxygen has had contact, they will start curing slowly but surely.
Okay, and we're doing this for the gasket, which we need
We
to
need very
seal.
little,
Yeah,
and we're trying to get some of it out there.
yeah.
What I'm going to try now, seeing that we need very little, but I'm not sure if it's going to be too successful, but I normally insert something in there, and then it gets a little hole in it, and then it squeezes through the hard stuff.
Yeah. And then we were also talking about turkeys and making molds for rubber parts, which is a useful thing.
Yeah,
to know.
in this case, the mold was made out of rubber,
Yeah.
and it was made for a ceramic pot. So they use rubber, and the reason for that also is that the rubber can stretch a bit
Yeah.
and get pulled off the undercuts of the final part,
Yeah.
instead of now having a split mold.
Yeah.
But I found that
Wait,
same
let's film it.
printer that he's got in China. It comes from China.
Yeah, let's film this, Dad, before you do
Okay,
it.
like most things. This is not very nicely done here because we're struggling to get this stuff out.
Okay, I'm going to start now.
I want to pop the whole tube just in case we might need some more tomorrow or something, and we are out in the sticks. So we applying a little bit of this high temperature silicon rubber, which is still soft inside the tube,
Yeah.
instead of rushing off to town and buying another one, which we can't do anyway today. It's Sunday. And we're out in the sticks. So we could apply it all over the spot, but the outer edges are going to be the most important. And we're going to rely quite a bit on the paper. This stuff is not ideal. It's a little bit dry, and you don't really want it dry and soft at the same time. Then it starts getting lumpy. And you obviously have a time factor that you're supposed to apply it in. So now we're getting very little out at a time. A bit messy, this stuff. It's not a nice thing to get on your hands.
And you should preferably use rubber gloves because
Yes.
it is a skin irritant.
It's a skin irritant. It's a chemical. It wasn't made for the bunnies and the rabbits and the things out there to be eating us.
So don't use it if you're a vegan.
The-
You know where vegans come from, eh?
no.
From Vegas.
Oh.
It's from Vegas, sorry.
Vegas land.
Well, Texans come from Texas, so vegans
Come
come
from Vegas.
or Vegas.
Vegas. Okay. Here's one side done. No,
Nice one there.
I did check it.
40
There we
years
go.
of experience. Yeah,
There we go. Eventually we get it right.
So make sure to put it on that way, not the
Yeah,
other
put
way.
it on the right way. It's better than the wrong way.
Okay, so what are we going to do now? Big
We're
D?
going to put some more silicone on the other side.
Okay, and that's to prevent the cover, I guess, from leaking.
Yep, so that the seal is on both sides. But this is really amateur stuff what I'm pulling off here. I am really struggling. today.
Bushwhacking. Yeah.
No, this is not the way. I should have just cut the tube open, but I'm so stingy. Because we're out in the sticks and all
Can you
that
imagine
rubbish.
next time how hard it's going to be?
Yeah, and then it's going to be even more fun. This tube is not like the others. I think that one I eventually punch it on the side. Right,
So in case you guys don't know how to do this, here's a video tutorial on how to absolutely maximize your
has this tube now been...
silicon gel.
Yeah, the silicon is holding it or some glue.
Well, it is made in Germany.
Yep, and this one is a little bit more.
You see, they knew you were coming.
Yep. But now I'm going to most likely tear the lead.
I see.
So it needs to be either pulled apart or just punch it finally. And then if I punch it, well, then it's game over normally. I can try and tape it up. Okay, time is more important right now, I think. I'm starting to become a little bit unhappy with the time factor involved, you know. There we go. The mother load. Look at that, the mother load, man. Half a pea size. And it's probably hard as well.
It's the payload. Yeah.
Nah, this is not happening. We're not really fooling around here. No.
I thought maybe as a humorous video.
Okay, let's cut it up and get done with it. I'm surprised it's not coming out yet. What happens is as hard, it just closes again.
Yeah,
It doesn't really cut it out.
I see.
Um,
How much do one of these cost?
I'm not sure, 80 bucks, 150 rand, something like that.
Okay. Can't you get smaller ones next time?
No, they don't have smaller ones. They should make smaller ones. A brilliant idea.
Actually, a more brilliant idea is once you buy the big one, put it into smaller tubes.
There's maybe a very clever trick that you put it in your deep freeze or something and then it'll last, you know.
Well,
But I don't
didn't
have a dedicated deep freeze for this.
Well,
I
then
don't
it's-
mix it with my salad. It's not my flavor. Okay. Incision. Look at that.
Must be in the middle. There it goes. This is not the way that it.
Was intended. In fact, if the company could make this armor proof, they would, because then you couldn't do that.
Oh, I see.
They
Yeah.
could sell a whole lot more. In fact, I might even apply some more on the other side, even though it's not supposed to be done like that.
It reminds me of thermal paste. With that, you put between a CPU and the heatsink.
Okay.
Looks exactly the same color. There's silver particles in it.
All right. So that reminds me of how to reattach the wire to a brush on an electric motor. If you can't find such a brush and you still have the brush, but the wire is pulled out of it.
Yes,
It's a piece of carbon.
I know exactly how that works. Yeah, I saw it on that electric motor video with the forklift motor.
Okay.
I tell
And
you
did
what,
you
yeah.
see how they repaired that?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And what did they do?
He bought new brushes for $15 each.
Okay. As I said, if you can't get the new brushes.
Oh no! He said no. What he did is he went to a place. It was a scrapyard that had forklifts, and he said he just wants the brushes.
Okay.
Yeah, they sold them
Okay.
to him.
So there's a way to reattach that little copper wire to that carbon brush.
Okay.
Lots of these supposed conspiracies.
So guys, we're
what's
back.
his
We're
name?
talking about the conspiracy. Conspiracies. Well, you'll catch on in a moment. Conspiracies with the Twin Towers and stuff, and the pillars apparently were cut when the rubble removal guys eventually got to them. But the other thing that you know this, when they got there, the bulldozer guys, I think, they saw the edges of those pillars were still red hot. All of them, they were like red hot, I think, which is
Detonation.
well, a fire on the top floor, even after collapse and so on, would not have
No.
made them red hot.
No. No. Look, the interesting thing for me was that there was a third tower that went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, nothing flew into the third tower.
Yeah, the third tower was a little building.
Control tower.
Yeah, the little building.
Yeah, to set the other things off.
Yeah, that one was apparently not touched by the others in the explosion.
Yeah.
And it fell down,
Also-
if I remember correctly, just before the others fell down, which were much
Something.
taller. Like it fell down separately.
Oh, it wasn't just before. Oh, another No, it couldn't have. Must have been just after.
No, there was. I know they were not in contact at all.
No, but I'm thinking there was contact with the devices. But maybe not. Maybe it just was part of the insurance. Let's do this.
What they're getting at in the documentary is like, so here's the little building, and here's the 2 towers. These fall down. This one falls down, but they are not. These are not bumping that one.
No, they all went down straight.
Yeah.
And nowhere in the history of mankind has a metal structure gone down straight yet. Did you know that?
That's like.
Only way is implosion.
I remember, like the little buildings here, and these are the 2 twin towers.
Or whatever they call it.
What they also said right in the beginning on the news after it had just happened. Some aeronautical experts, architects, I think, that had designed the building, had guaranteed that building, specifically, it was in their written specifications, I believe, would not implode even after full contact with a large passenger plane, and then they actually said on that interview, they said, well, I guess that didn't work. I said, yeah, so.
Yeah.
So even there, some people maybe inadvertently had already noticed that.
Yeah.
Didn't make
no,
sense.
I didn't think it was pulled off very professionally. If they wanted to pull a scam, very poor.
Yeah.
Not a good scam at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of loops in there. Although with such a big event, you can of course always find loops if you want to. But there are certain things like, at least you must have an answer. Like, how do you explain it? But they don't have any explanation for it.
Firstly, the aeroplane right in the top, the whole building goes green. The other building also goes green. And then the third building, nothing, it also goes green.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
But the other thing is with the pilot,
the Pentagon, carry on first.
I was just going to say, the pilot, or one of the pilots that was allegedly involved, he apparently could not even fly because they had very, very thorough documentation on all his flying lessons, and he'd only taken one lesson. So this was now related. This was the Pentagon crash that happened at the same time. You remember?
Yes.
Now apparently.
Did you pick up that dopey?
No, I didn't find it.
Okay.
Apparently, based on all the analysts, right, to fly a passenger plane at that height into a flat building like the Pentagon would have required extreme skill and experience with passenger planes. So to say that it was someone that had taken one flight lesson in a small little aeroplane could have pulled that off is completely unthinkable. It would have been very difficult to fly at that level long enough to be able to crash.
That's very interesting, because who would want to fly into a building willingly and die?
No, well, there's a lot
was
of
it
them.
taken over by remote?
No, there's suicide bombers all the time, every day. You see it on the news.
Yeah, but these were, what kind of pilots were these?
They
Americans?
were the Al-Qaeda guys. No.
They were Al-Qaeda's,
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Supposedly the terrorists.
So they weren't actually American
No,
pilots?
No, not at all. No.
And most of the people on the planes?
This is the information we got.
Yeah, and what were most of the passengers? Americans?
Yeah. And of course the people in the building, 3,000 died.
Yeah.
And many of them jumped out because it was so hot at the top. That was on film.
Yes, that's horrible.
Many films and videos and stuff of them jumping out. Even from the tops. I don't know how they got that video material out. But
and what was the aim? To justify war in Iraq or something?
Well, that's the
Because of
conspiracy
the
theory. The conspiracy theory is that it would have made sense because soon after that they said we need to get WMDs, weapons of mass destruction. And we know that they're in Iraq and we got to go in there. Like right after that, a couple of months, we got to go in there. And we have to neutralize them because we cannot accept another attack like this. So that made it very suspicious.
And the first one was Kuwait, eh?
That was much earlier on.
Yeah, but that was also Iraq involved.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, oil.
Oil, exactly.
You see, the thing is,
all about money and oil.
the other thing on that, I believe
control
the Zeitgeist video or the Michael Moore, but the Michael Moore ones are late. They're not that sort of thorough, but the Zeitgeist ones are very thorough, I find. And there they found before the military arrived in Iraq, they already had oil engineers, like personnel and stuff, over there, what do you call it? Fencing off the oil
Fields.
pumps and stuff,
Yes.
the oil fields.
The
Yeah,
wells.
yeah, with the wells, fencing them off before the military arrived. They were already on the ground there, like fencing all the oil off.
Look, in Angola, you couldn't do anything. It was war-stricken and whatever. The oil field was military guarded and everything was happening as clockwork inside there. Nothing got disrupted inside there. Big bucks. Rent army.
Man, but I think they got bigger problems than that right now because they don't even realize if they think terrorists are a problem.